live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Great to be with you here on a beautiful evening in downtown Salt Lake City. It's Smith's Ballpark. Baseball on the mind of fans here that are excited for 3 decades of Salt Lake Bees baseball as they get to take on the Tacoma Rainiers for their home opener tonight. Let's show you the field. They just wrapped up batting practice, so I don't think you're catching any swings here, but there were a couple that hit it over the fence here. We didn't know if we were in the clear. They're getting rid of all the materials there in the field to get ready for tonight's first pitch, which really gets going in about an hour or so. Fans should be coming in here shortly. But again, a great night for baseball, as you may expect here, with one of the most beautiful views in all of baseball at all levels of the game. As always, if you'd like to get in touch with us during the show tonight, we'd invite you to do just that. Use the hashtag 2NewsLive. Better yet, respond to a chat on Facebook. Maybe you're commenting live on the video on Facebook Live or on YouTube, but there are so many ways that you can reach out, and we hope you do so. So let's set the stage here. Obviously, the Bees excited coming off their opening weekend, but they are here at home. It's a big time of year for everyone to get excited about baseball before the move from Salt Lake City to Daybreak. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Last week, the Bees held their annual media day where they revealed not only their opening day roster, but they showed us really what to expect for this season. Once again, the skipper, Keith Johnson, back at the helm there as manager for the Bees. So he's excited about the support that he's always been getting here in the Beehive State for his club.
Look at our fans, you know what I mean? At any given day, you know, look at our games on, you know, whether it's in the archives or whatnot. Obviously, when school gets out, it gets a little bit better because of the weather warms up and everything else. But even when it's cold, the fans of Salt Lake City, they support their sports. You know, whether it's us, whether it's the Jazz, whether it's Real, whatever it is, Utah Gymnastics, obviously the Utes and BYU. I mean, it's like, you can just go on and on and on with all the things that the sports fans of this community support.
I think Keith just knocked it out of the park because there is so much support, not just for the Bees, but all of the other major or minor league or college sports franchises here in the Beehive State. Let's talk about Smith's Ballpark here. Logan, take us for a quick little tour just around the ballpark here, maybe left to right, showing off home plate, the grounds crews out there getting things done. So this season is potentially the last for the Bees at Smith's Ballpark, and it should be the last based on the construction taking place in the Daybreak area. Let's take a look back at the past 30 years. The stadium opened back in 1994 with a capacity of 15,400 seats, the largest in the Pacific Coast League. The largest crowd ever reported at the ballpark, 16,531. That happened on July 22nd, 2000. And when the ballpark opened, it was called Franklin Quest Field. In 2009, the name changed to Spring Mobile Ballpark, which ran for 5 seasons. And in 2014, Smith signed a naming rights deal, giving the park its current name. In January 2023, the Larry H. Miller Company announced that they would be buying a privately financed stadium in the Daybreak area of South Jordan with a planned opening in spring 2025. So, with that, there is a lot to talk about. What does the future look like for the Bees? Well, we know where they're moving, and we know a general timeline of that, but on opening day here, at least the home opener in Salt Lake City at Smith's Ballpark, let's talk to Kristen McPeak about this, about all of the situations, about where we are right now. Kristen, you've been looking into this today about the future of the Bees here, future of Major League Baseball in Salt Lake City. What did you find out?
Well, I had reached out to a lot of people on the board to bring MLB baseball here to Utah, and I didn't get very many responses back, and the ones I did say, they said that there is no new updates on the situation. But the latest update is the governor did sign a bill saying that we will have funding for a new ballpark in the Fair Park area, and that's just west of downtown Salt Lake City. And so that is something that we've talked to people here. I'm right by the entrance. You can see people are starting to come in. They say they are excited. They would love to see that. They love baseball. They love the Bees, but a Major League Baseball team would be amazing for them too.
Sean Kelly and I are tossing a baseball back here. There we go. I caught one on the show. Kristen, when it comes to the move to the Daybreak area, any indication on the timeline? Is it fluid? We know they've broken ground, but any insight on, I guess, where they are in this process? I know that was something you were hoping to get some answers on today as it pertains to Major League Baseball, but also the situation here with the Bees moving to Daybreak.
Yeah, so I spoke to the Bees spokesperson here. He says everything is under construction right now in Daybreak, so they're really looking forward to a state-of-the-art facilities, and that's just being worked on right now. He said this will be the last season the Bees will be playing here, and so we'll hope to see them in Daybreak next season.
Kristen McPeak live outside of Smith's Ballpark. Kristen, I think you and JD have got to get inside here in the ballpark for the first pitch here coming up, so hope to see you in a couple minutes. Let's talk about Major League Baseball, right? That has been something where the Power District has come alive. Kristen mentioned the legislation, the funding model that moved through not just for Major League Baseball, but the hopes of that pseudo-entertainment district for maybe the NHL and a change with the Delta Center. There's a lot of questions that we have and not a lot of answers at this point, other than that money has really moved through. But the A's from Oakland, well, they have started their season in Oakland, but the move to Las Vegas is imminent, 2028. Let's talk about the shuffle here. As the push continues to bring MLB to Utah, to the west side of Salt Lake City, we're just a few years away from Vegas having their own team. So the Oakland A's will call Vegas home starting in 2028. And in order to make way for the new stadium, one of the city's most storied hotels closed its door today. This is a big deal. The Tropicana. We were just there outside of the Tropicana covering the Super Bowl. We talked to people out there. They closed down today. That's nostalgic for so many people. The hotel's set to be demolished in October, and right now there are plans to build a new resort on the leftover land not used for the ballpark, which is set to cost $1.5 billion with plans to seat 33,000 fans. But what does that look like here in Utah? There is the potential for the A's to come here in the meantime. Interestingly enough, Sean Kelly, by the way, is with us, meteorologist Sean Kelly, on this beautiful sunny day at Smith's Ballpark. Sean's first time here. Thoughts?
I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, the grass is so green. You've got the mountains in the back, which are snow-capped. I mean, it's beautiful weather. I mean, you've got beautiful homes in the back. Spring, there's flowers.
But
I mean, this isn't getting any better than this.
You're working right now. You wish you were in a seat, ready to just kick back and enjoy the first pitch here for the home opener. But say fans are coming out here tonight, how do things look?
It's going to be a little bit chilly in the sun. It feels really good right now, but you're still going to need at least a light jacket here, long sleeve shirt.
You can use that for the forecast.
You're going to need that jacket, and of course that baseball. We're talking about temperatures here dipping down a little bit here. After sunset, we'll be down into the 50s, and then heading home tonight, we're into the 40s. But this is no comparison to the weather whiplash that we are going to see in the days ahead. We're talking about 70s heading our way tomorrow and Thursday especially, and then we go down to the 30s as we get into the weekend. Yes, that is a snowstorm heading our way. We could, of course, even see some snow here in the valleys. Right now, let's talk about the temperatures, because across the state, this is pretty impressive to see, because this is the first time that we have seen temperatures in many days that are actually where we should be for this time of the year. We're into the 50s area-wide. We even have some low 60s down towards the southeastern part of the state. And then, of course, St. George, you're very nice into the upper 60s. Now, across the nation, the Pacific Northwest, you're quiet. Down even into the Intermountain West, we're dealing with quiet conditions. Finally, some tranquil weather. But the East Coast, the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, they've got a big storm moving through the area. You see a whole lot of lightning associated with it. New England, they're going to be dealing with a big snowstorm here in the next 48 hours ahead. So if you are flying anywhere to the East Coast in the next 2 days, definitely check for any potential flight delays or cancellations. All right, let's talk about the future cast and what we are looking at here for us here at home. High pressure system moving in. What does that mean? Calm conditions, beautiful, sunny weather, warm weather as well. but we're already tracking our next big winds. That's going to be heading our way from Thursday and into Friday. We're talking about some wind gusts here, 40 to 50 miles per hour, maybe close to 55 miles per hour down near the desert southwest. Here comes our storm, though, as we head into Friday. Low pressure system inches closer. That brings us some mountain snow, some valley rain. But as we get into Friday night, Saturday morning, low pressure system moves out towards the east. What does that do? That creates the winds out of the northwest, lowers the temperature, and also lowers and drops those snow levels. And yes, by Saturday, we could be dealing with the potential for maybe some light accumulating snow here across the valley floors. That's what some models are saying. It's still many days away to talk about specifics. But if you like snow, I am liking what I'm seeing here, with even the models here showing that snow chance lingering on into Sunday morning. So this is looking like a possibility here that we could start to see the potential for some accumulating snow. Rainfall out ahead of it, though, from Friday into Friday night, about 1/4 of an inch through 1/2 an inch. But those snowfall potential totals, the valleys, a dusting to 2 inches. That means the benches will probably get closer to that 2-inch mark. The mountain valleys, about 2 to 5 inches of snow. The mountains, this is going to be another good one for the ski resorts, 8 to 16 inches of snow. So remember, we've talked about this a lot. This isn't out of the ordinary. Typically, the last accumulating snowfall that we see, the measurable snowfall that we see here in Salt Lake City across the valley floors, is usually about a week from today. So this is fairly normal. Now tonight, as I mentioned, it is going to get a little bit chilly, especially when we have the clear skies and the calm winds overnight. We'll be down into the 30s and 40s, and then tomorrow, I mean, come on, 70 degrees, sunshine all across the state. St. George weather, even better. Low, middle 60s, close to upper 70s, that is. Mid to upper 70s for the next few days. Windy weather. Breezy as we get into Saturday. We'll have to watch out for those showers. Cooler weather by the weekend. But again, along the Wasatch Front, Brian, we're looking at some really nice weather here. It does get a little bit windy as we get into the day, Thursday and Friday. But, I mean, 70s, we're going from some baseball weather, golf weather, to some skiing conditions this weekend.
We're just trying to figure it all out here as it is early April, specifically in northern Utah, where we've constantly said that this is one of the best views in all of baseball, regardless of, major league, in your minor league systems, right here in downtown Salt Lake City at Smith's Ballpark. It's going to be hard to leave this place. I hope you realize that. When the Bees are leaving to go to Daybreak, they'll have their own viewpoint for sure. But the snow-capped Wasatch here, I mean, you walked in and you were in awe.
I mean, it's beautiful. The weather is beautiful. The views are spectacular. I'm just ready to greet some of the fans coming inside.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. First pitch here coming up in less than an hour. It's the Bees and the Tacoma Rainiers. And this is a good matchup here in terms of AAA ball. These guys are hungry. They want Major League Baseball in their sights. We are going to leave you now on 2 News Live. And just enjoy the view. Have a great rest of your night. We're likely back in the studio again tomorrow, but it is Tuesday, home opener here at Smith's Ballpark. Sean Kelly, Brian Schnee. Have a great night. We're back tomorrow on 2 News Live. We'll see you.